Hello, Earth. How are you? I missed you. I've been watching the Karen Read trial and very, very closely. And it's absolutely fascinating and totally fucking confusing. The prosecution is giving like no timeline. Um, I just watched on civil law and he thinks that she should be acquitted. And he just passed the bar. I have to agree with him. I don't always agree with him, but lately he's been on my happy list. I love the way he dealt with Rekieta a couple weeks ago, setting him up, and he was really balanced and polite with that, and it was unfair of Nick to do. Um, but he just gave a perfect rundown on why there is a ton of reasonable doubt. The prosecution is putting up a terrible case. I have no idea what is going on. The timeline is fluctuated. They have absolutely no consistency. I have watched many trials, and they usually start with really heavy shit right at the beginning, like the coroner or the medical examiner and that kind of evidence, and then they take you through a timeline, and they have not done that in this case. My theory is that they're calling every single witness they can to confuse the jury. To play devil's advocate for a minute, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm fucking biased as hell on this. This is a lot of people keeping a secret, and people are really bad at keeping secrets. What I find fascinating is someone on the stand yesterday accidentally said he got there when John was already there. Whoops. Sorry you said that, but you fucking said it, because I think everybody knows that John was there. Why are you seeing Karen pull up to the house? You know her SUV is out there, and then they pull away and you don't call to see what's going on? Absolutely insanity. The way they collected the evidence is absolutely appalling. It's as Emily D. Baker talks about the medical examiner or a coroner that just checked the temperature of the armpits at Murdaugh, too many M's, that place. They didn't take a temperature of the body, so we don't know how long, because it's very scientific. Body loses like 1 to 3 degrees for every hour it is no longer a functioning body. And this person just stuck their hand in the armpit and said, yep, they're gone. So no timeline there. And this is even worse. They used a leaf blower to blow away the snow to try to find any blood on the lawn. That seems like you're guaranteed to blow away some evidence. And how, pray tell, did you not find any tail light pieces then, but later? Like, all of it, none of it makes sense. Why this dude Proctor, who apparently is up in tight with the Albert family, did not recuse himself is beyond me. I hate to use the word corruption, but especially in a small town like that, everybody knows each other. And so they're like, no, the state should be doing this. So like the locals say, we can't do this investigation. We're way too close. Excellent. Well done. Everybody should have that much integrity. Why was Proctor the guy? Absolutely insane. The other thing I find interesting is I think there's just like straight up hate for Turtle Boy. In case you don't know, Turtle Boy is he's a reporter. He's a journalist in the Massachusetts area, and he very much thinks Karen is innocent because of all the evidence he has found, or lack of evidence he has found. Well, he's also a little bombastic, and I don't want to say a little harassy, but he's definitely, he lets you know he's there, and he's been showing up at games, and one of the families owns a pizza joint, and he showed up there, and he's always talking about how terrible their pizza is. And sidebar, if you look up the reviews of this pizza joint, they're hysterical. I don't know why there were cops in the kitchen covering up the chicken, but I was like, oh my God, that is hysterical. Google, I have to love the internet because that shit is awesome. And so now they have like a 2.7 rating, at least last I checked, because they're getting so many negative reviews because of this case. And Turtle Boy is always talking shit about how terrible their food is, though it doesn't look not appetizing. What do I know? I haven't had it. I don't even like pizza. And you know what's funny is every time I tell someone I don't like pizza, they go, but do you like calzones? No. It's exactly the same thing. No. Why would I like calzones? It's like they're trying to trick me. Like, but you like calzones, right? No, I don't. It's the same thing. It's only folded in half. Why would I like a calzone? Anyway, because everybody thinks everybody should love pizza. And I used to love pizza, and then my mom was protesting cooking because she was getting a divorce from my stepdad, and so she ordered pizza like 30 days in a row, and finally I was like, woman, make me a sandwich. I cannot have pizza one more time, and I've never liked it ever since. And I was 4.5 or 5 when that happened, so sorry. You're not going to trick me. I don't like calzones. Apparently they make them there or something. I'm all over the place. I'm always all over the place. This case is so discombobulating. I don't know what to do with myself. I just can't believe how many people are keeping up with this story that John never showed up and nobody worried. And nobody called and nobody did anything, and why metadata doesn't add up to what they're saying. Well, we showed up at midnight and then we left at 1 or 12:30 and then we left at 2, or and then all these people that left well after Karen dropped him off didn't see anything in the yard, except for one girl says that she noticed something as they were leaving. It was a large dark object on that corner of the yard, and she never said anything. She didn't say, hey, pull over, let's take a look real quick. But most importantly, the next day when it came out exactly what had happened, she didn't put 2 and 2 together and go, holy shit, I saw him. That is messed up. Now, we've all been waiting for Colin to testify. I have to say, he's a little more clean cut of a kid than I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, because I've heard so much negative stuff from Turtle Boy about what a gangbanger badass he is, or pretends to be. He's a wannabe, as most middle class white kids are wannabe gangsters. You're not. Sorry, you're just not. And he's definitely not. But apparently he has a penchant for violence, and they have pictures with him with like scuffed up knuckles and stuff. The kid actually said, they said, so where'd you get those marks on your hands? And he said, I was walking. I had something in my hand. And so when I slipped on the ice, I used my fist to break the fall. And does anybody fall that way? Has anyone in the history fallen that way? You break your wrist and arm. That makes no sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then it's probably not true. I've learned a lot from Judge Judy. She reminds me of my grandmother. Only Judge Judy was a little more warm and inviting than my grandmother. What does that tell you? But a wise woman, both very wise redheaded women. This case is insane. I don't know what else to say. I'm really on the side of uncivil law right now. I mean, he's pretty down the middle, and there's just nothing proving that she did do it. There's no metadata proving that she did it. Why is everybody turning in their phones like the day before there's a legal thing saying you cannot touch your phone? We need everything on there. Oh, it's time for an upgrade now. Granted, it's September, and that's when the new phones come out. That's very convenient, isn't it? It makes me mad that there are so many people getting away with this shit, and that it's just so shady. It's just so shady. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I might post this, I'm not sure. But I appreciate you hanging out and listening to me and letting me get this off my chest. I hope you were great. Au revoir.